All right, guys, not to waste anybody's time, let's get right into the video. So today I wanted to walk you guys through my Sony FX6 build, my updated version, and I want to let you guys know how I streamlined this build to handle at least 80% of the work that I do. So whether I'm shooting commercials, documentaries, corporate stuff, creative videos, this rig primarily will be the rig that I will go with, unless I'm going to be using a gimbal or something like that. Altogether, when building this rig, the number one thing that I wanted was a rig that was lightweight, versatile, and just able to serve my needs in so many different capacities, which I feel like I mostly got right with this rig. So I want to show you guys, and if you guys have any thoughts, any suggestions, please let me know, because I'm actively working to try to get this rig better. All right, y'all, if you like content like this, make sure you like and subscribe to your boy. We're on the way to 1,000, so it means a lot to me. Thank you guys very much for all this love and support, and let's get right back into the video. All right, so the first thing on the rig I want to talk to you guys is this battery. So this is one of the main things that I changed with my rig. So this is the Core Nano 98 watt battery, BPU battery for the Sony FX6. And the reason why I got this battery is because it's lightweight, it's compact, it goes right into my camera. But then also it has a D-tap attached to it, and also as well it has a USB-C port on it. So basically, essentially, this allows me to power anything that I have rigged onto this camera. It allows me to power this straight from the camera. So this is game changer for me, because before in my other FX6 rig video, which I will say I'm new to this YouTube thing, so when I did my first FX6 video, I was also even newer to YouTube and just filming myself, so that video was all over the place. But I was using the full tilter system with the V-mount plates, and overall it was nice, but I felt like it was just adding too much weight to my camera, and I just wanted something that was more concise, smaller, just something that just felt more comfortable for me. And I added this to my rig, and I'm very, very happy that I have, just because it made my rig a lot lighter, and it's compact, and it charges my camera for the same amount of time that my V-mount batteries have. And yeah, I'm gonna actually invest in a few more of these just so I'm set no matter what I'm shooting. And I love the fact that it has a D-tap port, so now I can charge my monitor, I can charge other things on the camera as needed. So definitely an amazing buy. And then the next biggest thing that I updated with my rig is that I am now using the SmallHD Indie 5. So this is the monitor that's right here, is the SmallHD Indie 5. So a lot of you guys know most of my work focuses on weddings, events, commercials, documentaries. One of the things that, and one of the reasons why I started this YouTube channel is because I wanted to get better, and I felt like YouTube was a perfect way to just get out there, show people my work, but then also just practice my cinematography, because this year I want to work on more narrative work and just get better as a cinematographer. With that being said, lighting and exposure is a big part of that. And one of the things that I felt like I struggled with the most, and this is just me being transparent with you guys, is my lighting ratios, right? So just understanding lighting ratios. The reason why I picked the SmallHD was because I love their exposure tool, so it just helps me nail my exposure. And I'm gonna do a separate video just based off of this, but this has something called the EL zone, which allows me to look at my exposure in stops. So I don't want to get too far into the technical aspect of this. I'm going to make another video about this, but this has helped me out tremendously with all the tools that's in this. There's so many tools. This is just so good for you to just nail focus and also nail your exposure. So that's why I switched to the SmallHD. If you guys are looking for a more budget-friendly monitor, before I had this, I was using the Shimbal M7 4K. I will leave all the links to all of this stuff down inside the description, but that was also an amazing monitor. It had false color, it had a lot of exposure tools in that as well. I just felt like I was at a point in time where I was ready to upgrade to the SmallHD, because I primarily wanted the features that were inside of this monitor. In the past, I used to buy things just because it was all over the internet, or it made me feel like, oh, I'm improving as a filmmaker because I bought better gear. But just for a rule of thumb, if you're looking to invest into any kind of camera or gear or any kind of addition to your camera, the number one thing you should ask yourself is, why are you investing into this product? Is it just because it looks cool and just everything that's going on the internet is persuading you to get something that you're not ready for? Or are you looking for specific things that what you have right now is not helping you accomplish, right? I might be going all over the place, but just to give you an example, I feel like early in my beginning filmmaking journey, I rushed the process of buying cameras. So I was using the Canon camera when I first got into filmmaking, and I wanted to improve the level of my work. So I switched over to Blackmagic, which in hindsight was a great decision because I was able to learn so much. But at the time when I did switch, I felt like my, for the beginning, my work didn't improve much. And I was wondering like, look, this is supposed to be a better camera. Why didn't my work improve much? I went from a Canon 90D to a Blackmagic. And one of the things that I found was because I don't feel like I was at a place where I was actually ready to make the switch. I could have gotten better videos out of the camera I was using if I focused in on just learning certain tools and certain aspects. So when I look into, if I'm looking to solve a problem and a specific gear helps me solve that problem, that's when I feel like, okay, this is worth the purchase. So that's why I bought the SmallHD, which I know is a little bit expensive for a monitor. Right now, I believe this is going for $1,300, but I actually got this refurbished. They were having a sale on their website, which they still might be having when I post this video, so go ahead and check it out. I believe I got this for like $900 or $800. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's an amazing deal. It helps a lot when it comes to the technical aspect of filming, right? And another thing that I have on this rig is the Sennheiser MKE 600. So this is the same that was on my previous rig video. The only difference is I got this windscreen, which I've been waiting so long to get. The main reason why I waited so long to get this is because it's just expensive for what it is. Just because it's expensive for what it is, it just turned me off and just made me wait very, very long to get it, just because it's just a windscreen. But I believe it was like $70. But there were a lot of times where I had shoots where I had to shoot outside and get some kind of audio coverage, and the wind was blowing and it completely ruined the audio for that footage. Luckily I had lavalier mics with windscreens, and that kind of helped me out. But it's just a necessary purchase. So just make the hard decision and buy the boring stuff, the things that's like, yo, why am I spending this much on a tripod, or why am I spending this much on a windscreen? It helps out a lot. So just make sure you guys invest in those things. Another new addition that I'm gonna actually make a separate video on is my new cinema lens. So I am using the Thypoc Samara C. This is a 35mm that I have on my camera right now. I didn't make a video about this yet just because I want to put it through more thorough tests before I make a video, but I will say first impressions, I've honestly been impressed. This was not sent to me. I bought this with my own money in the effort to try it out and see if this would be something that I want to include in my kit. The reason why I got it is because I like the fact that it was small and compact, and there are times where I want to rig this FX6 onto a gimbal, different things like that. I wanted something that just worked perfectly. If you're looking to buy this, one mistake that I made is I got the E mount. I would recommend you guys get an M mount just because it's more adaptable. So if you change camera brands and you change camera systems, it'll last you longer, because right now, since I bought E mount, if I switch to another system, I'm going to have to sell this lens because there is no E mount adapter to other things. It's harder to mount E mount, but the M mount is very, very versatile. You can mount it to pretty much any camera system. So that's one mistake. But just to give you first impressions, I have honestly been impressed with this. I don't want to tell you guys too much without putting it through more thorough tests, and then I'm going to obviously drop a video on my YouTube channel just specifically about this lens. Tomorrow I'm actually shooting a documentary style video of a jazz player, so I'm gonna primarily be using this lens, and because I haven't used it on actual projects, I just did my own test with it. That's why I didn't have a video yet. But the Thypoc Samara C's, they're beautiful. I love the quality of, I love the image quality that they produce. Like, it kind of softens up the image of like a FX6, and I feel like that's the #1 reason to use cinema lenses instead of regular photography lenses. The photography lenses that I was always using, Sigma is always a good one. I also have a Tamron lens, and I also have the Sony photography lenses. But with those lenses, they're always a little too clinical, too sharp. I feel like they work perfectly in corporate environments or anything like that. But if you're looking to do something that's a little bit more creative, a narrative, or stylistic, I feel like even music videos, I feel like cinema lenses will take you a long way. They will give your images that cinematic flair. I guess that's the best way to put it. I just feel like they soften up the image, and they soften up images better than if you just put a mist filter in front of a photography lens. So that's the number one thing that I see just off of first impressions, but I'm very, very impressed with this. So if you guys are looking into getting it or looking into buying it, if you ask me right now, I would say that is definitely worth the purchase. I believe you can get these for about $800, and for the images that they produce, they're phenomenal. With that being said, that's everything when it comes to my rig, but I do want to take this time to talk about some of the things I don't like about this rig, and specifically some things that I don't really like about the FX6. It's not some things, it's really just this main one thing. The number one gripe that I'm having right now is the fact that I'm forced to use this top handle, which is like obnoxiously big in my opinion. I feel like it does not need to be this big. And the reason why I'm forced to use this top handle is because it has the XLR ports on it, and this is the only way to get audio into your FX6 other than using the scratch audio that's on the FX6, which I don't feel like is really usable in a lot of cases. So if there was a way to just get like a regular, so I forgot the name of it, but a regular port to where I could just put a small mic on here and I could get scratch audio while taking the top handle off and just making this whole setup more compact, I would definitely do that. So I'm hoping to see that in the FX6 Mark II, or I'm hoping to find some kind of solution. I see some people and they use the tentacle sync with time code, and then some people, they just record their audio separately, which is something I could do as well, but it just adds more work. So this is what I'm rocking out with now, especially for my handheld jobs. But all in all, I really love this rig, and I hope this video was able to help some of you guys out. If there were some pieces that you guys are looking to add into yours, this is the rig right here. It's not too heavy, it's pretty light, and yeah, I'm able to use it like this. I don't have any focus wheels or anything like that because I like to rack focus myself like this while looking at the monitor. I'm able to adjust the monitor, and yeah, I don't want to ramble on too long, but this is my Sony FX6 rig updated for 2025. Very, very happy with it. Thank you guys for tuning into another video. Again, like and subscribe. We're on the way to 1,000, so it means a lot, and I'm gonna catch you on the next video. I'm out.